Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Bill Chase and the Movies, and we're getting to the nitty-gritty here at the end of 2010 as the Oscar contenders are starting to come to the surface, and we begin with one here. The first one is called The Black Swan, and this is living proof that the true essence of horror doesn't need to come from a dumb blonde 25-year-old playing an 18 or 17-year-old wearing a pink tank top and white cotton panties to make a good horror movie or being slashed to bits. Now, granted that a lot of you find that stuff entertaining, and there was a time where I did too, but I'm at the age where I'm expecting a little more bang for my buck. Like I said, this is truly the type of remarkable film that really plays the type of dark emotions that many of us just do not want to believe exist. And the vision of director Darren Aronofsky, who of course directed The Wrestler a couple years ago, really has that vision well put together, and it is brought to life on screen by Natalie Portman, who, despite many having, doubt about her abilities and criticizing her, is truly making as one of the best young performers in all of Hollywood today at 28 years old. And in this haunting anxiety of a film, Black Swan, Portman is just so lovely in a genuine way here, despite the scary aspects of it all, that she just turns it all into a terrific, profoundly disturbing, I guess you say, what's the word, tapestry is what I'm looking for, of suspense and madness. Now, this is the type of movie that isn't for everybody. I know there are a lot of Natalie Portman fans out there, but this movie, again, is an acquired taste. There's nothing overly wrong, quote unquote, with it, but it does have those moments that will kind of just stick with you, that will really stay with you, kind of like in your face. That's the exact expression you'll make. But she's really good as a protagonist of this film. She transforms herself to not only play but embody the heroine of the old Swan Lake production. And the film picks, it really picks at our deepest anxieties here. There's injury, disfigurement, loss of a coveted job, loss of identity, loss of sanity even. Your most bright film's danger lurks in the shadows. Here, it's looking at the mirror and just smiling at us. Portman plays Nina, a dancer in a fictional New York City ballet company who is completely consumed by the aspect of ballet. Now, she's shy, she's, pure, I guess you could say, still under the thumb of her, drama queen stage mother, played very well by veteran actress Barbara Hershey, who every crying girl out there knows from the movie Beaches with Bette Midler. Now, she is an accomplished but over-controlled dancer. Her artistic director, Thomas, played actually with an underrated performance by Vincent Cassel, urges her to loosen up. Now, unless she can express the wild, dark sensuality of the Swan Queen's alter ego known as the Black Swan, she'll never win the iconic part. But Nina clings, to her obsessive self-control. Now, I know that sounds a little like an oxymoron, but bear with me. It's what keeps her from spinning out of balance. The deeper she delves into the role, the harder she strains to really distinct, I guess you say, the dance company from, pretty much anything else that she has to go through. But another thing too is that the way that each little aspect of this film, each little snippet of personality or snippet of life, I guess you could say, really just controls to her downward spiral. Now, this is an unusual premise even for Darren Aronofsky, who's no stranger to touching, different kinds of movies, but it's an excellent, thoughtful, and thorough piece of artistic integrity that he maintains in this film that isn't an art film, really, I wouldn't call it. It has artistic merit to it, absolutely, but he doesn't go overly artsy with it, and he very well could have. It's within the art that they're portraying the film of ballet. The movie itself, as a film, isn't one of those artsy indie pics or whatever that some people might think. Now, there's some intense close-ups in this movie that really just drive home the point, and Aronofsky is a master of that. And much like The Wrestler, he distincts, I guess you could say, the figurine of the movie, if you will, of its compulsion to do what their livelihood is, despite all other odds and consequences. And that is really why his characters that he builds in these movies are so interesting. Mickey Rourke did it, and Natalie Portman is no different. Now, Portman's performance as the psychologically, I guess you say, disintegrating dancer is just beyond praise. She is unbelievable here. The worry, guilt, and grief, that everything that she goes through in this film is portrayed so well by her. She doesn't get lost in it. She's not overdoing it. She really, really holds it down. And for someone to do that is not easy in a film like this that has so many, I should say, little tidbits of, you know, moods and personality effects and whatnot. Now, this accomplishment is all the more impressive because of that, and she really communicates through the role into us, the audience, and that is very important. Now, I will say too, the film does tease our expectations somewhat and does sweep the carpet out from under us, but in a good way. Not in a stupid plot twist that doesn't make any sense, which some of these movies try to do, but really just, you know, they kind of get us, like they kind of have us thinking one thing, but then they go to another. It's not drastic, but you do feel the rug kind of tugged and you just kind of stumble a bit, and you don't outright trip. And that's what's really good about this movie. It keeps us interested too. Now, I gotta say too that I've always liked Natalie Portman ever since The Professional some years ago. Where she's the dangerous young assassin in training, and even in Beautiful Girls, where she plays a charming 13-year-old neighbor to Timothy Hutton's character. She was probably the most captivating character in that film, with a lot of great actors in there too. She really held her own. There's no doubt in my mind she can and better will get an Oscar nomination. And I also have to credit the supporting performances here. I kind of overlooked that, sorry. Especially Mila Kunis here, who plays Lily, a dancer that Nina aspires to be. And Kunis plays at a confident level where, you know, she seems so at ease in a role that looks too complex to fit in a movie like this. And she is a rival every bit as much as she is idolized by Nina, and only makes Nina's obsession all the more intriguing. Kunis has been rising fast from sitcom star to reliable movie actress, and she goes beyond reliable here and really lends a lot to the film. I also have to give credit, of course, like I said, to Barbara Hershey, Vincent Castle, and even Winona Ryder here, who's really good as well in her scenes. But I hope the Academy doesn't forget a lot of these people, especially Mila Kunis. Black Swan is an unforgettable experience. It really grinds to the soul of its lead character, and it was just terrific to watch. I was drawn in from the moment it started. I give Black Swan the perfect 5.